Welcome. Let those notifications go out. Let those notifications go out. All right, we're going to talk about it. You'll hear more about this on other platforms as well, because it's very important to remember that it is important what we speak over ourselves. This is why we got to change that thinking. It's part of the transformation process. Got to change that thinking. We have to unlearn a whole lot of lies that this world has told us about us. Okay, we have to unlearn a bunch of stuff. And while we're doing that together on this journey in God's reality, we got to remember some very important principles from God. Okay, very important principles from God. So let's not forget how important it is to speak positive over yourself. Because, man, it's so easy, right? So easy to speak negative, right? Yeah, it is very easy to do that. So good afternoon, welcome. I'm glad that you all can make it. And for those who catch this on the replay, I appreciate it. So thank you also, all of you, for your patience when we take a live stream break. Okay, we're doing very well, thank you. I hope you are too. Yes, okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, good. So, I'm going to read it to you. Absolutely. And I want y'all to understand that when we do take live stream breaks, okay, because we got to rest from time to time. We've got to rest every once in a while. So, yes, yours truly, sometimes we just have to, because we are in the process. For those who are waiting for an update, okay, thank you for putting it in the chat. Proverbs 18:21. Exactly. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. We are going to talk about that, because that's another way that God is telling us that we reap what we sow. Speak positivity over your life, and you will attract more of that. Remember, what you think more about, you will attract, right? This is why you got to unlearn a lot of negativity. You got to stop engaging in it. You got to stop entertaining it. You got to just really, it's intentional, and it takes a little while. So don't beat yourself up if you still slip up with a negative thought from time to time. We are a work in progress, right? Didn't I just put a message out about that? Okay, we are a work in progress. So it's not going to happen overnight. This is why we got to get up here and have these discussions and reminders and things like that. All right, so I'm going to give y'all an update real quick. Yours truly, we have finally figured out what the root cause of all of that tension was that we were experiencing. Yeah, and believe it or not, my posture. Yeah. So anyway, we're working on correcting that in this season. So that's for anybody else who might be wondering. There's a lot of different root causes for extreme neck tension and stuff. And so it takes a little while. I mean, there are some physical therapists on TikTok that I try their stuff and it works from time to time, but then will always come back. I had to learn, because the reason it would come back is because my posture was still slightly off. We had water retention going on in between our shoulder blades. So we finally took care of that. Air pockets have made their way out in that area, so we are no longer retaining water between the shoulder blade. Glory be to God. And once I discovered that, game changer right there. So I wanted to give you all that update for anybody who's wondering, because that right there is a big reason why sometimes we got to take a break and rest from that when we discover something like that about ourselves. And so we got to and allow the body to recover. And so, yes, Proverbs 18:21, that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And I see where you've got James 3:10 on also. That's a great one that goes in line with this as well, because what you speak, okay, over yourself. All right, and so, yes. And then Exactly. Okay, that James 3 verse 11 just backs up verse 10. So that's another great one. Thank you for sharing that as well. Because when you say death and life are in the power of the tongue, that means that it's, death is negative, life is positive. Okay, that's what that means. And so when you speak negativity over yourself and you're thinking more negative, you're going to attract more of that. But when you change that negative into a positive, you're focusing on the left and what you speak. But I'm like, okay, so that didn't go quite as planned. Well, what can I tap into and learn from? What's the lesson here? And then what can we do differently? That's what I do. Like, what can we do differently to make this work better, or to make it work to start with? Let's say it didn't work out. Okay, we're going to make it work. All right, how are we going to do that? All right, let's see what we need to change. There might be something we need to change up, how we're doing it, things like that. But definitely what we're thinking about it. When something doesn't pan out quite the way that we were hoping. We don't want to dwell on the lack. You don't want to dwell on that negative. You don't want to dwell on the fact that it didn't work out, because see, then that would lead to more things not working out. All right? And so, they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Meaning, if you are speaking life over yourself, you're going to eat the fruit of life. Right? So you reap what you sow. That's another way of putting it. And so that's so important. Okay? And then James 3:10, out of the same mouth come blessing and cursing. And my brothers and sisters, this should not be. And that's very true. Out of the same mouth, a blessing and a curse. No. So that's why Proverbs 18:21 is very clear. It's death and life. One or the other. Okay? The power of that is in the tongue, what you speak. So if you are speaking a blessing and a cursing, and see, that's what narcissists do. Okay, narcissists they'll love bomb, right? That's a so-called blessing, and then they devow. That's a curse out of the same mouth. Truth mixed with lies, same thing right there. Okay, and one of the devil's favorite tricks, truth mixed with lies. So what you want to do is be very mindful of that, and don't be speaking that stuff over yourself. Don't be speaking the lies, the negativity, or anything like that over your life. And so, because in verse 11, James 3:11, can both fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? And the answer, of course, is no. So, and then in James 3 verse 12, it says, my brothers and sisters, can a fig tree bear olives, or a grapevine bear figs? Neither can a salt spring produce fresh water. There you go. That confirms the verse 11. And so all very, very great to tie into Proverbs 18:21, because it's just a reiteration and another way of saying that. To be mindful what you speak over yourself. Because see, that's the thing. Negative stuff is easy to find. And that's why we learned that these narcissists out here are very negative. It's that negative, low vibing energy that they have. And once we pick up on it, we don't want anything to do with it, because it will drag you down there with it. Remember, I talk a lot about that the devil loves to kick people while they're already down. That's why he wants to pull you back down there, because he can't kick that high. Remember, I teach that often for a reason, because it's true. The devil can't kick that high. God's like, yeah, see, I'm up here. God says, I'm up here. The devil, he can't kick that high. That's why he needs to drag people down there in that low vibration. Okay? So, there you go. Right, it wants to pull people back down in that low vibration, because that's the only place that he can kick them while they're down, and through the thoughts as well. So be mindful of that. And so I wanted to get on here and give y'all that quick reminder, the quick message, that the more you speak positivity, the more you speak life over yourself. And when Jesus says, I am the truth, the way, and life, well, there you go. And you got to speak truth over yourself. And unlearn all those lies that we've been told. See, it's like we've been told that we got this wrong with us, that we got that wrong with us, all that negative stuff that we've been told over the years. We have to purge that from the subconscious mind. We have to stop listening to it. Don't believe it anymore. Okay? Unlearn that, and then speak life over yourself. Right? And so now we've got Matthew 12 verse 36. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. Ooh, good one. Thank you. Thank you. So that really means that when we speak, make sure it's truthful. So it's not empty. Lies are empty. Because a lie is a lie. It's an illusion. It's empty. It's like a void. But when you speak life over yourself, that positivity, that truth, speaking truth, that it's not empty. Okay? And then the very next verse there in Matthew 12:37. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. There you go. Another way of saying, be mindful what you speak. Be mindful what you speak. And I also talk about how it's important to be careful when you speak. Because the devil does not know what you're thinking. The devil does not know what you up to until you speak it. Think about that. That's why we learn not to blab our every move out here, right? We don't tell just anybody what's going on. We don't divulge that. Because God said that only a fool uttereth all his mind. So we don't do that anymore. And there might be some of you who never did. So congratulations. Glory be to God. Because I know yours truly, man, I'd be one of the first ones out there. Something positive and good. I want to share it with everybody. Well, now I wait and I could get up here and share it with you all. Okay? Yeah, because we learned that not everybody's going to be happy for us. Not everybody's going to clap for us. Okay? So we got to do it for each other. Iron sharpening iron here in this ministry at Consulting for Heightened Awareness, CHA. All right? And so basically, yes, another one in Proverbs 12:19, it says, the lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. There you go. Yeah, a lying tongue, just for a moment, right? That lie is momentary. It's empty. It's void. It's an illusion. It's boom, done. But truth will carry on forever. Because God is the everlasting God. And truth. So this is why we tell y'all that don't let anybody out here tell you that, well, don't let them gaslight you. Okay? You know your truth. God knows the truth. That's all that matters. And that we know the truth. All right, you all? And so we continue to get more of God's truths. Spiritual truth. God's wisdom. All of that good stuff. The further along we get in the spiritual awakening, which is God's reality, by the way. And so, even better, okay, Proverbs 8:7, for my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. There you go. So, chosen one, do not speak wickedness. We don't do that. We learn. You got to learn what it is, though, okay? And we no longer speak it. That negativity, that witchcraft, none of that. Okay, we don't welcome any of that to our lips. Being very mindful what we speak. It's important to do that. What you speak matters. And tons of verses right there. So thank you, Robert Jennings, for sharing those relevant verses that go right in line with Proverbs 18:21. And there's another one. So I thank you again. And so I just wanted to get up here, quick message, and then remind y'all, take a look at the links in the video description below. That's right, our Patreon membership channel. Remember, you can join for free to test the waters and then decide if you would like to upgrade for as little as $5 a month. But you can join the Patreon membership channel for free. You'll get previews to things that we upload on the paid side, but I also bring the occasional video to the free side. In fact, there is a playlist right here on this YouTube channel that is a preview, okay? There's a preview of the type of content that is on the Patreon channel, okay? So it's Patreon channel preview. You see Patreon channel in the playlist. Binge watch that. You'll get a really good idea of the type of content. We just branch out from the content here, and I like to refer to the Patreon membership channel as you getting to open the screen door and come on into my house. Right now, you're on the front porch looking through the screen door. But the Patreon membership channel, you get to open that screen door and you get to come on in. All right? There you go. Sending love and light to all fellow warriors. Thank you for watching, listening, and for your continued support. Till next time, let's show some gratitude to the Heavenly Father, and you keep being you. In Jesus' name, amen.